All right, here it is. William Bo Martin, owner and founder of the B-Lane Network, sitting right here in the B Lounge, SC 1775. And like I said, the B-Lane's coming right here, May 2012. And ATL Profile, Urban Wall Street out of New York. I got Real Talk with Michael McFadden on the radio, Playing Devil's Advocate with Kiki Richardson on the radio. Like I said, we got a lot of great things coming. Some independent films are coming along. We'll be in D.C., we'll be in New York, we'll be in Miami. Of course, we'll be right here in Atlanta, right here in May 2012. So stay tuned for more of the B-Lane Network. Some special things are coming up. So take a look at the clips that we got coming from some of the up-and-coming shows. All right? Once again, the B-Lane Network, bringing it to you.
Jesus.
Uh-oh. He ain't got no show.
Jesus, and both said he ain't got no show.
He don't last I checked. He ain't got no show.
He don't need no TV.
He do got a show.
He need to get them folks off TV.
Called Benny Hill.
Please don't start. Please.
Right, because you know we're ready to go the distance. Right?
Here we go. Are we talking? Are we taping right now? This is what we do, okay?
Hey, bro, that's the reason I think we need to get to the root of it. There needs to be a fear in taking a black person or young black man's life.
Black people were designed to be the burden bearers of this nation. We were not one nation under God. All men are created equal. So at the end of the day,
Shanta Moultrie, Nicole English, two of the co-hosts for At the End of the Day. And since you ladies are here, thank you for coming, by the way.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I mean, you know, I really admire both of you over the years. Of course, Nicole, we go back to middle school. You know, our parents knew each other. We've been knowing each other for a long time. We've always worked together on different things for the reunion and what have you. So I've always had a lot of respect for you. And you're a great entrepreneur, I think, also. And you know, you're a voice. You know, yes. you talk. You can talk. Everybody knows. So, but I respect. I'm glad you're a part of whatever at the end of the day. And my baby here, Shanta. I mean, we met at well, I pull your shirt down.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna show everybody your stuff.
I mean, golly,
Okay.
I think it was show.
See, and this is how we. And you know what? This is how we get along. We always got along like this. As a matter of fact, I got the idea about the show from our conversation from our former workplace.
Right.
We wanted to mention it.
Right.
But anyway, and you know, through our talks, we talked about radio. But I started the network, and you were another person that was at the top of my list as far as coming together, talking about different issues in our community. And once again, I have a lot of respect for you also. And so I thought it would be great to have two people who like to talk. I love you. Yeah. But we do have Men Talk, which is a men's show. You two can cover either side.
That's correct.
And that's what I appreciate about you, and I'm glad you're here. So let's start with you first. Since I've been knowing her the longest, I'll let her talk last.
Oh, fair enough.
Tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing at the end of the day.
Well, at the end of the day, we're going to be talking about different topics that we see from day to day. Some things are going to be age-old topics, and some things are going to be, you know, new current events that come up. You know, at the end of the day, basically, it's just giving our point of view for how we feel at the end of the day.
Is it a lady's perspective?
It's a person's perspective.
Okay.
Now, of course, being that I am a lady,
Right.
I'm such a freaking lady. I am going to give a lady's perspective on certain topics. If it's a, you know, talking about a woman's perspective, I can't, you know, give a man's perspective,
Correct.
obviously. But for the most part, for the different topics that we're going to cover, it's just going to be about a person's perspective.
Right.
And I've never been, you know, pro anything.
Right.
Pro Jesus. But other than that, I'm just saying, you know, we're just going to give our opinions, and sometimes somebody called it a fact of opinion. I don't know what that means, but yeah, we're going to do that.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and maybe, you know, what's your interest in the show? What are you trying to
show
to get to the people, right?
Oh, radicalness. I'm all the way left. If you don't, you know that. But I'm all the way left. Basically, from my perspective, I'm going to say some stuff that may be taboo, some things that might not be the most popular opinion, but it's still mine at the end of the day. Like it, love it, or hate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what I'm giving to the show basically is talking about things that some people don't want to talk about. You might want to talk about in front of your friends and other people that you feel really comfortable with. We're going to talk about some things that people may not feel comfortable. I like people feeling uncomfortable because that's going to generate thought, that's going to provoke thought, that's going to make people move one way or the other.
Yeah. Speaking of making people feel uncomfortable, like myself, you know, we've known to, well, you have, and I have known to make people feel uncomfortable. Is that what you're looking to do, or are you looking to really get some real solutions and talk about issues?
I think more solutions than issues, because I know with my life and my personality that sometimes I can shut people down and nobody wants to say anything. That's not my goal with this show. I want people to be able to talk, to have their opinion, and feel comfortable enough to say it. I'm sure sometimes with both of our personalities it will get heated because that's life. And I want it to be organic in thought and nature, meaning I want us to have real conversation, and which is a good thing now, especially with all the social medias and the way we're doing this show. It'll be free. You know what I mean? Free in thought and really able to get across some ideas that maybe people have wanted to discuss but not been able to discuss because they've been limited. And I'm not looking for political correctness. I just want it to be real at the end of the day so that people can
you heard
really
it right here.
themselves.
Nicole English, Sean Moultrie. At the end of the day, brought to you by the B-Lane Network. So stay tuned. Coming in May.
I mean, look, you had people in California marching saying, hey, I am an immigrant. I don't have any green cards, but I want Social Security, I want to be able to drive, I want food stamps, I want Medicaid, and hell no, I'm not getting no membership here for America because I don't.
Men Talk Show. So we want to thank them two gentlemen for coming out today, and as we get ready to launch the B-Lane Network, get ready to launch Men Talk in May of this year, 2012. We got some great things coming, so we want to talk to these two gentlemen here right quickly as we are getting ready. He's sitting right here in the B Lounge at SC 1775. Some great artwork here you have behind us, and two very, very well educated, intelligent gentlemen. And we want to get some talk from them. What do they have coming up for Men Talk? And first, we'll start with you, Scott. Tell us about some of the things that we have coming up.
We're looking forward to bringing some hard-hitting topics coming up in the upcoming weeks. Topics is how men are as far as their child support. How are men in their relationships? What are we doing to combat unemployment? What are we doing to combat the killing that's going on with our young men on the street? So we have some hard-hitting topics, and if you stay with us, we'll bring you some hard-hitting stuff that you will really be interested in.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you know, we really want to be raw. You know, we want to be able to communicate, talk to men in the community, different men in the community, get their intake on things, about anything. And my brother Anthony Napa here is up here from Athens. You know, my Howard brother is with us, who has agreed to come on and show his support, and from time to time weigh in on some of the conversations. So anything in particular that you see that we may address as men, or we should be talking about?
When you're talking about addressing men and looking at where our diaspora is and where we've been, is we've got a plethora of different things that we need to address. We need to address, like Scott said, to address the unemployment, but learn how not just dwell on unemployment, but find ways to empower ourselves. Find out where why aren't we getting educated? You know, there's a lot of things going on in school systems right now that weren't there when I was there, you know, but these kids don't have a motivation or desire to learn anymore. You know, if part of that is learning how to love themselves, we need to address those things. A lot of different things that we can address. I think that we in turn will learn ourselves as we hit the street and meet different people and find out, you know, some of the causes and effects of where they're at, you know. If some of those effects are great things, we need to glorify those as well. They'll let people know that there is a way to get out of the hood sometimes. You know?
Yeah, because the main thing, and piggyback off what you're saying, you know, solutions. We're coming from a male perspective,
right.
And you know, many times we hear things, you know, mainly from a female perspective. A lot of times we look at TV now, we always hearing about the women. If men are talking, they're either silent or they're on a level maybe like this right here and they're not being heard. So that's what we want to do, be able to, you know, provide an avenue with Men Talk, give a real raw men perspective. And, you know, we're not going to edit anybody. We're not going to tell them what to say. We're going to allow them to be themselves and speak freely about any issues they may have. Child support, health. You know, we have a lot of black men don't like going to the doctor. So we want to be able to talk about these things and help each other. Anthony Napper, Scott Johnson, two of our co-hosts for Men Talk on the B-Lane Network. Stay tuned as we are bringing it to you.
Hoodies march, because that's the way Trayvon was dressed. He had on a hoodie, and was basically, in my opinion, from what I've heard of the case, profiled and stereotyped. And I think this case will do what has needed to be done, not just in outside communities, because they definitely need to talk to, but I think inside the black community, we've got to talk about the stereotyping of each other. Even when it comes down to these, to me, ridiculous laws about sagging pants or whatever, I think people should be able to wear what they want to wear. And I think when we concentrate on that, we allow other communities to stay.
Well, I want to give it just a little bit of a different spin. I want to go to the root of the problem, because we're going to continuously have these Trayvon Martins. It was Trayvon this time, and the last time it was some guy in Louisiana, and we're continuously marching, and it seems like the marching isn't doing us any good. So we got to get at the root, and I think the root is organizations for one thing, but it's economic.
What else can I say that's not obvious? A lot of people are saying that it wasn't racially charged, which to me was a cop-out. I mean, a lot of times people play the race card for everything, but in this case, of course, you know, some of us heard the tape and he said that he used the phrase fucking coon, even though he whispered it, but we all heard it. Even if he hadn't used the phrase, he already said they always get away with it. Who is they? I mean, he took the law into his own hands. Regardless if this guy was black, white, Asian, whomever, he took the law into his own hands. People have been breaking into cars in downtown Atlanta. Does that mean I get in my car, wait till somebody breaks in the car, and then exact justice?
Fear in taking a black person or young black man's life. There's no fear anymore. It seems like his life is at the bottom of the totem pole. So you could have a guy come up and say, well, okay, he's just another coon, so to speak. Let's just take him off the street. So the black man or the young black man or whomever we're talking about Trayvon here at this particular point, the value of his life has to come up.
When you talk about the marching as if it doesn't have a place now in this time, what's your suggestion?
It has a place, but let's look at some other groups. The Jewish people, they have marches, but they put economics behind it. They'll say, well, we're going to stop doing this here. We won't give our money to this anymore. We won't buy this anymore. And they can get some things done.
And I understand what you're both saying, but there isn't the same type of camaraderie when it comes to, say, for instance, building business.
With the media being controlled by not us, how are we to get our story out? I think that's why the B-Lane, that's why I did the B-Lane.
Social media has allowed us to get our story out. The Trayvon Martin story, we wouldn't really know about. We would hear little inklings about it, but social media has made the floor more even. It isn't even as well as it could be, but damn it, it has done a lot. And so we have a way to talk to folks that we never had before because of social media. So we have to use what we have and be thankful for what we have and use.
The thing is, we do great things, but we don't know how great of things we really do. And that's what we want to do, is to bring light to that and hopefully change some mindsets. Because a lot of people feel like there's no hope for us.
And yes.
And I just don't like that at all. I think that's crazy.
And I think really our community may be depressed.
Yeah.
A lot of us are just depressed.